My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is August 9th, 2024. It is 1:17 a.m. So I have a lot of things to share with you. There's a possibility I might do two videos. I've been piling up for our Port of Pew service, so I might record those tweets tonight. I added one tweet onto the list. I've had these for a while, but I kept on pushing them. So maybe tonight I'll do that. And there's some stuff regarding the Olympics. I took it out from today's list on this video. Maybe I'll pile up a couple tweets to share with you. So let's get started. Let me grab this. All right, so this is the background, 4,420 subscribers. If there are any new subscribers, welcome. I remember yesterday I had 421, so someone unsubscribed, or maybe, who knows. Estimate revenue, $122.63. Analytics, 2,583 views in the last 48 hours. Okay, so let's go on Twitter. This one, I actually put it last. Maybe I could do it now since it's on the list. I tweeted this 7 hours ago. Okay, the one that's in the box. I tweeted about 7 hours ago. Just before I started recording, I was watching, just going through YouTube, and I watched one of those O'Donnell's video. I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna click it so I could leave the link for you guys. But it's this video. Now let me skip it. It's this video. Let me pause it. I'm not gonna play it. All right, so the link will be in the description, where he's talking about the press conference Trump did today, and while Vice President Harris was doing her, I guess, rally. I don't know which state she was, but he's just comparing how the media is treating both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And Donald Trump's press conference, the media, the reporters respect him. When they try to talk over other reporters so they could get their question in so the person could respond. But there was some sort of a order when it was Trump. But and then they were asking stupid questions, meaningless questions. That's what he was comparing and talking about. And then one person who actually asked him a really good question, and the way Trump responded to it was absolutely nothing. He said a lot of things mean nothing. Okay, a lot of words without really answering the question. So that's what he was highlighting it. And then he went on to compare Kamala Harris, why the networks did not cover her press conference, her rally, when they were doing that. And he made the reference, yes, MSNBC was covering the Olympics and all of that, but the fact that they didn't even bother, showing it at all, he was really upset. So that's my response here. 34 minutes ago, I did that on my phone at that time. So I respond to it, and I sort of give my 2 cents here. All right, so I took that link and put it over here. This is what this link is. And this is what I had wrote 7 hours prior. You see my response here? 34 minutes. And that was me 7 hours prior when I saw someone who posted what Trump did. This is what O'Donnell's is making reference to. And there's me responding to it saying, OMG, this is so important to help me make my decision comes election day. The F wrong with this guy. Anything meaningful to discuss? Just, okay? He was talking, saying absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I was surprised to see Lawrence talking about it. All right, so I went in and insert. I retweeted it. This is the retweet with the link of O'Donnell's video that I just shared with you, which I will not play it because it's on YouTube, and YouTube will most likely give me copyright or something. All right, so that's that. That's what this means. So now that I cover it, let me rearrange my list. And O'Donnell is saying, like, why are we repeating the same thing like we did back in 2016, this type of thing, because the media is pandering. I mean, by now we should know. All right, so now back to my list. All right, so that would have been my first tweet, but since I already covered the other one, so this is tweet number 2. From now on, a vote for reform is clearly a vote for racism riot. That's why Farage is so rattled. Okay, so lately there have been different things that's coming out of the UK. All right, people are getting back into their senses, and there's a lot of, I don't think I put that on my list, I saw it on my phone a few minutes ago, where people are chanting, coming together and denounce fascism, this kind of thing. Okay, so this is what James wrote. There's some response here. James, come on, you know how much it upset him when you called them Farage riot. He said Farage riot or nothing to do with him. Andrew Tate made him do it and then ran away. I don't know anything about that, but I know the internet was making fun of Andrew Tate. I'm the one who's not sharing it. All right, that's what really got in them freaked. Brexit didn't work. Bozo humiliated, a massive majority for center-left politics, and now Kamala increasingly likely to win in November. They're not only losing, they're becoming irrelevant. This person gets it. This person gets it. This is why he came, Farage, that guy, came to the US and the RNC thing. Okay, I think Biden played them very well. He let them run their mouth thinking that he's the focus, but just before, you know, the nominee to run for president, I think there's a time frame. I'm not too clear about it, but I heard, real people who knows about it talking about that, by the time they needed a nominee, since Joe Biden stepped down, they needed a nominee before certain times to be the face for the Democratic. And this is why a lot of people quickly, the delegates, okay, endorse and vote for him and things like and vote for Kamala Harris and give her the nomination, whatever the number was. They didn't expect Biden to step down. They put all of their eggs in their basket, and this is why right now they don't even know what to do. And what's his name? Trump don't even want to debate Kamala. I don't know if that went back on again, but there's supposed to be a debate at a certain time, and the last time I remember is that Trump did not want to do it, and Kamala said she was gonna show up whether Trump shows up or not. So they are all of them, whatever's happening in the Middle East, this is why also, okay, one thought at a time. Whatever's happening in the Middle East and connection with the US and the UK, they all are connected. Okay? And in one video I spoke about how the Republican wanted when they were giving funding to Ukraine, and the Republicans in the US wanted to give money to Israel as well. So all of these are connected. Their plan is not working. Their plan have been in the making for a very long time. Epstein, all of these, getting all these people in compromised position to be on their side, to how do they call them? Not only frame them, but when they need them to speak their best interest, to have those type of things, those manipulation on these people. And now they got literally almost at the last stage of exit part where they will get the Americans on their side, and now everything is on shamble. Okay, so now they're upset. And what happened in the UK, the riot and all of that, it was manufactured. And I feel very bad for those kids who, they use as a pawn. I really don't know how it really started, to tell you the truth, but I always feel like they did it purposefully to get people upset, and then they bring their their rioters to do the nonsense. And now the UK, like Harry had said, it's the media that is racist. It's not the people. Now the people are coming out to show the unity of the UK. Meanwhile, the racist royal family then said a beep. And I even had people in my comment section tell me, leave the royal family alone out of this. But they all into, our own business. So this person gets it. Their plan is crumbling. And what America needs to do, despite the media is keeping them, keeping us in the blind, we need to show up at the voting booth to vote. Okay? Let's see, there's 13 comments under it. Okay, so there's all of, they always have to bring the Middle East people into all of this. You know why? It's because people have to retaliate. You come and bombing them and you expect them to just stay quiet and don't do anything. And then you have all the mainstream media telling you, do not talk about it. I've shared that with you. I started sharing with you what was going on. And I saw from the beginning how they were instigating the Palestinian. Because you see those young people just hanging out, just relaxing, probably a afternoon, Sunday afternoon, just hanging out by one of their, how do they call them, mosque or something like that. And then you see those people all dressed in black, pushing them, causing, hitting them and tell them to move out of the square. And then there's another video that I saw where at I guess a restaurant, they're sitting, just eating or whatever, and out of nowhere, the same group again, coming, breaking the window glass and everything like that. Coming into the restaurant, smashing everything. They were trying to poke the Palestinian to retaliate. The Palestinian did not retaliate, so they start the nonsense. I saw everything. I saw everything. And then I started sharing some of the things with you. And then YouTube come with their policy and said, do not show this, do not show that, blah, 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 blah. And eventually I had to take them down. Otherwise, my channel will not be monetized. Maybe I should have just left them because I'm not even making any money anyway. All right. So that's that. They always bring in the Palestinian. But you keep on poking them. What do you expect them to do? What do you expect them to do? Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm going off here a little bit. He is in big trouble, but he was always happy to resign and trigger a by-election. But I didn't expect this so early. All right. Are they telling him to step down? Okay. I believe and I certainly hope that this is the week when Reform UK and its leader Farage has lost all general credibility. It is finished. I really believe that. As I'm recording this, there's some videos that I did this week. I would love to put it public right away. The thing is that I'm not running to make, trying to put all videos out. If I was making money and YouTube was treating me fairly, maybe I would have put them out already. There's some stuff that I've said and, they're not public now as I'm recording this, August 9th, right now. But I've already recorded them. Let's see here. Content. I'm talking about some of these videos here. Okay, they all here. There's some that are the 12 because tomorrow and the 11th it's on PYTE. I have some videos on PYTE. Okay, there's some of these here, like this, for instance, probably some very important things that that I've said here. Toxic link between countries. There's this here also. Don't let them play with your emotions. There's another one here, the 13th. All right, so this one, when tough question are asked, there's all of that. Okay, so I have a lot of videos that I've said some very important things, especially this one that I did yesterday. Very important discussion that I had in this video. But it seems like in some of them I am coming right. All right. So this is what's happening now. And one Twitter, and I remember saying, I hope this is the turning point for the UK, because before it seems like they didn't see what was going on. Nobody was saying anything. I believe, and I certainly hope, that this is the week when Reform UK and its leaders, Farage, has lost all general credibility. It is finished. I really believe that. They poked the bear too much. They thought they had the upper hand. And I truly believe when the riot started, I felt like, I do not know why. Okay, I'm not saying this is true. This is what I was feeling at that time. I felt like whoever said, I think, let me not name, whoever instigating the riot, they bring a group of people to start smashing stuff, destroy things. And then in one of those videos that I just shared with you here, not share, but show you the thumbnails of, I said journalists in the UK need to follow up of those people they arrest. What happened to them? Are they going to jail? Do they just let their sentences just go blank out of nowhere? You know, the same way when, they're reporting some very important things, people get arrested, and then next thing you know, nothing. Everything disappear. They drop it. This is what I want to know. If some of those people they arrest, what happened to them? Did they serve jail time? Did they pay some sort of retribution? I don't know. Just follow up through and see what happened. Is the court really punishing them? All right, Nigel Farage, Richard Tice, and Lee Anderson must fill Petty City tonight. They all said people had had enough. Yes, right, had enough of you lot, more like it. Right, like a arsonist wondering who started the fire. Definitely been unmasked. There it is. Okay, and a voter for Labour is a vote for a two-tier country. And I've also said as well, when the Tories were in power, were running the government, they were running through stuff. I share with you about the PPE, the waste of money, $1 billion of contract, and the Rwanda policy and all of that. They run through all of this, and some of them didn't even mention the parliament. They didn't mention it. Some of the scheme that they were running. That lady said it in her speech. Okay, when the people were upset, they did peaceful protests. Now, Labour is in power. We're seeing riot instead of peaceful protest. And I was like, what happened? What just happened? In one of those videos, and I'm repeating it over here. What happened from peaceful to riot? What happened? When in fact, when the Tories were in power, the thing that we're doing was so devastating to the country, but yet people were upset. They didn't go in rioting. They did massive, massive peaceful protests. But now, since July 4th, last month, Labour went into power. They won. And then for riot, all of a sudden, did they think logically to see the time frame of things? Oh my God. And this is why some of them are coming on my comment section saying, don't talk about those things. Leave the UK alone. But they should have left our sis alone a long time ago. Otherwise, I will not be looking at the stupidity. And then not too long ago, they sent their worst. You have the Will Lewis coming to our journalistic kind of reporting, and then you sending the nonsense onto the RNP to convince the gullibles of that kind over here to destroy democracy. All right, and Tommy Half Pint has now fled. Oh, someone left the UK? Huh. GB News is in such denial tonight at the impact of Farage intervention and the success of the counter-protest this evening, even defending his Andrew Tate comment, it's like the upside down. Okay, but Andrew Tate told him it's not his fault, it never is. All right, after this, that's it. So is a vote for the Tories. 14 years of Tory hate. Thank you. All right, 14 years of Tory hate is the reason for the riots. Rioters even chanted, "Stop the boat." Wow. Okay, so there's that. Thank you. Maybe this is what unfortunately, this is what the UK needed to open their eyes. I don't know. Maybe when I started looking at some of the things that were happening in the UK, let's say back in 2020, they were preventing protests. And each time I saw they getting close to getting near to the monarch, the people, all right, they're watching the people like a hawk. If I pay attention to the UK politics, I will understand everything that they're doing. I stopped for a while and now I'm back again. I'm probably going to stop soon again. But when I was really looking at them and I saw when the people were getting so close of crying foul for the monarchy, they quickly put a law. The Tories were in power at that time. They quickly put a law to prevent people from protesting, doing certain things, and this and that. That's not the egg thing when the kid threw the egg at Charles. Before that, way before that. All right, so next tweet. Okay, this is Henry VIII. Racism is a hell of a drug, and the institution is built and surrounded by people who were not adequately sensitive enough to the idea that chasing out the first senior royal of color was not going to be a great look. Harry broke away the minute he released his first statement. Okay, so she retweeted this person here. All right. Oh, so it's a mini thread. All right, so let me finish this, get this out of the way, and see how it started. Okay, so that's here. This person is responding to that, adding in the fact that Harry has been incredibly vocal for years about this issue, especially regarding incitement by the press and the far right, and was told to shut up. All right, yes, and he's been told he's crazy. Everything Harry said about race issues in the UK has come true. So why will he speak up again? Okay, exactly. All right, so he said what he had to say. Yeah. So that's that. All right, so Henry started the conversation. Okay. The reason you don't see Prince William making a statement about racially motivated riot is the same reason you don't see Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus sitting in the same room, because she plays the character. That's what it is. Okay, haven't heard anything from Harry either. He isn't a working royal. If something is wrong, it is wrong. So why just single William out? And so this is where all the thing come here, because Harry had already spoke about it. Okay, I really appreciate how royalists insist that Prince William is better than Harry because of his position in the hierarchy, but in the same breath insist that William cannot be held to different standard. Yeah, consistently embarrassing yourself. Okay, so let me go into that one, because this one says Harry haven't said anything as well. Okay, so there's this here. I really appreciate how okay, so that's the one I just read. We remember how you all hated. Oh my God, so many we. Okay, how we remember how you all hated him for calling out the racism his wife faced in your country. You all have practically chased him away and call him a traitor, ask him to pay back for his house, and hate his kids. Where are you? We are not racist family, king and heir now. There is no practically. Harry and Meghan have said themselves that they left because both the family and the press, they were chased out. Okay, it was wrong for Meghan to suffer racist attack by the media, and it was cricket from William. You are. If something is wrong, it is wrong. It's so hypocritical. Just say you hold each brother to different standard based on who they married and go. All right, William and Charles subject and suffering, and they offer them silence. Impressive. Okay, he also doesn't live in the UK. It's surreal to watch this from across the pond. Okay, Harry was incredibly vocal for years about the racism that was permeating society. He warned that powerful figures, government and royals, not condemning it will be their biggest mistake. Yet again, Harry being proven right, it's not his mess to clean up, it's theirs. That's a very good way of putting it. The last time Harry and Meghan spoke out about the racism Meghan experienced in the UK, they were attacked and ridiculed by the press and others. A few days ago, Harry said it was dangerous to bring his biracial wife, that's the ITV interview. I did a commentary in some of the clips that I saw on Twitter. Okay, Harry said it was dangerous to bring his biracial wife to the country because of things like what has been happening there. All right. Harry and Meghan were chased out of the UK because of the racism toward his wife and child. And when Harry spoke about it and called out the racism press, he got told to shut up. And there is no racism in the UK media. He no longer lives in the UK, but warned what will happen, and now it has. All right. Harry doesn't live in the UK, isn't a working royal, and then say, okay, so I read some of these already. So let's go to the next tweet. So that were some of the discussion that was going on. Next one. This is Meridth. All right, let's pause.
Of issues is that the
Okay. All right, next tweet. The British royal family and their dignified silence, there's the laugh here, they won't call out racism and bullying happening in Britain today because that's their specialty. They are the master of both things. You won't see King Charles and Prince William say a negative word about those thugs. Okay, so that's 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Let's listen.
The monarchy is supposed to be apolitical. They are supposed to provide comfort to people, reassurance, stability. If you cannot condemn a racially motivated riot, maybe it's because you're not ready to have that conversation in your own house. I mean, it's telling that from the Royal Rota, this was the most positive thing that they could do to show diversity of their servants. And obviously the concern around race after Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview. This is not there were people on both sides. This is one side that created a boogeyman that they have seen over and over and over again on TV. They've heard it through politicians, through the news media. How does silence do anything but embolden those people? Speaking of that, a friend of mine made a very good point. People can't have it both ways. You can't want a strong Commonwealth and also want to decide who gets to be considered British. Do I think that we are going to hear from Prince William, the modern king that the papers have been promising us? Highly doubt it. He won't even reveal how much income tax he voluntarily paid. That's because the British royal family gets to play let's make a deal when it comes to paying tax. But his father, the king, did. He published a full cost breakdown. Just like Buckingham Palace, Comms is trying to pivot away.
I did share some of those not articles, I guess screenshot of whatever headlines that popped up on my timeline. Okay, so there she is mentioning it here.
From the riots to other work that the royals are doing so that people forget this. To dig any deeper, to maybe look at ways that William is actually showing less transparency. Well, that doesn't work with the modern king narrative that you have scripted for his character. Royal reporting is more like a soap opera in many cases than actual journalism. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, it is. What is it? Both your sister said it. They literally tell us everything. Entertainment. And she said she loved the way the UK journalism is working. Okay, she doesn't want Prince Harry to destroy the thing that she loved. They literally told us. I don't know if she speaks for everybody, but the same group, the tabloid she's praising, who's writing BS.
I find it hard to see who is the winner here. I mean, Prince Harry goading the press is only and forcing the press into humiliating payouts is not going to be particularly good for the Sussexes. And it's certainly not great for the press, which is on the hook. I think the total payouts for phone hacking and other illegal information gathering is up to $1 billion, and there are many, many more cases to try. So my point about all this is, I think we only have losers here, and it's in all our interests that we have a strong, vigorous and honest press. And if it was strong, vigorous and honest, I agree that the press would have reported more on the judgment, the Prince Harry judgment that came through on Friday, than it did. It was basically a broadcast story, far more than it was a print story. And of course, the print and broadcast are in competition, so you can sort of understand that. So my question is, who wins out of this? Has Prince Harry done the press lasting damage? Do you think that as a result of the judgment that went against Mirror Group newspapers, we're going to see some sort of state regulation of the press? I genuinely hope not. I don't want the press to be in the last chance saloon at all. I want I want to see newspapers thrive. This is my industry, and I think it's in all our interests that we have a thrive. And we've got the most wonderful newspapers in the world in this country. You read the newspapers in the States or in France, they're very dull. They're not entertaining at all. I think that we can have both a serious and an entertaining press. And that's what I want to see survive. I don't want to see Prince Harry destroy the industry I love.
And who being sued left and right. And this is what they're trying to do with the US media. Look at this, the first tweet that I share with you, the first video with Lawrence O'Donnell and the US, who's pissed. I truly recommend you go watch that video. The link will be in the description. Okay, he was very upset how the media covered this over here. It's that same triangle that I share with you at one point, where you see the Harry and Meghan kind of unity is coming together from at the triangle, and then you see that's coming between the US and the UK, okay, where they were supposed to create one major, I don't know, I guess one world order they were trying to do, and then they're getting so close now, people's eyes are being opened. All right, so Harry warned us about all of this. All right, so let's continue. I went off. I don't know if I stick to the topic, but I went off a little bit.
If the British media covers this at all, if they cover the fact that Charles has not spoken up and said anything, if they push back, if they ask more questions, I'm going to go out on a limb and say no, but I would love to be shocked.
What was it? In one of those videos that I did, there was a headline that come and they said, is it BBC or something, who reported that, I could be wrong which news station said it, if it's ITV, and I don't think it's ITV, where Charles asked the status of the riot or something like that. Okay, just once I came across it and I shared that with you. All right, so let's continue. So and people were saying he doesn't care. He just wants to see if there's no riot so people don't come and mess up his palace, coming from one palace to the next palace. All right, so let's continue.
The role of the British monarchy is to bring stability, reassurance, comfort to its people. How comforting and reassuring is their silence to people of color? Or are we pandering to a certain kind of British person, of which their silence is very reassuring, maybe even celebrated?
All right, so maybe this is what the UK needed. I hate to say that, and I'm sorry for those kids who lost their lives. Maybe that was a sacrifice for the country to open its eyes. Okay, dignified silence. Oh, there's more. Oh, but this is probably the full thing from the TikTok. I'm not gonna click on it. Video credit, Meridth consent on TikTok. There's that, the full video. Okay, so there's more stuff here. That's an ad. And I suspect most of the rioters will also make up a large part of their fan base, 100%. They can speak against their fan base. Then some sung God Save the King while they were beating the black boy. Oh, thank God I didn't see this. I don't even need to finish with that sentence. Oh, my God. What is it? O'Brien at one point was sharing in his radio thing, which I share with you as well, about this black kid who got killed by a guy with a sword.
Number of issues is that the
so that's probably the same thing that I just played. Okay, next tweet. They can go against their fan base, huh? Also, they don't see racism. There's that here. If Charles can accept his grandson being compared to a champ and threatened to be killed for being mixed race, no way he's gonna speak up about random black men getting beaten up by fascism, by fascists. There's all of this. Okay, we've seen some of that already. Oh, so he retweeted this person. So let's go into that. All right, we have a silent head of state. The palace spent talk of bridge building and private. What? The palace spent talks of bridge building and private. Charles is meant to be a unified figure who championed religion, tolerance, and mutual respect. Yet he said nothing about racism and rioting. It's an untenable position. It's not now. When? Okay, when I was talking about it, people was trying to mind my own business. I know it's one of those people who's watching my channels like a hawk to report every little thing and stuff like that, who were telling me that in the comment. I sense them. I usually know who they are. Okay. Perhaps when things have calmed down, he will say something to calm the nation. Perhaps when things have calmed down, okay, have calmed down, he will say something to calm the nation. That means to be a shit, definitely. Okay, that's this here, not my king. Okay, the king is a constitutional monarch. It is inappropriate for His Majesty to speak directly on this issue except via his responsible ministers. Well, the part of calming the nation down, that has nothing to do with anything political. Calm the people down. You're supposed to be a head of state. So now the question will be, why are they even here for? Why are they even giving them millions of dollars? And he just got a raise. He just got a raise. So what's his purpose then? Let me see some of the comments. Let's see here. Okay, now he's a constitutional monarch when it's convenient. He had no problem issuing statement on ongoing conflict of other nations, but he's silent when his country is burning. Lame excuses and lame monarchy. Which statement is particular or you concerned about? It was before 8 September 22. The fact that he said it anyway. Then Charles was not a monarch, but he was opening his mouth. Okay, in other words, your king is useless. That's it. In other words, you do not understand. These are the same people who's making excuses. So what is this point then? Pretty much with this one said, your king is useless. That's pretty much that. Okay, let's see this here. Queen Elizabeth II did many times though. She also made a number of addresses to the nation, including for COVID and death of Diana. For the Diana part, they forced her to say something. King Charles III only needs to write a unifying note. It's not inappropriate or hard. Get done on non-politically continuous topics with government advice. Queen Elizabeth II never entered the political realm. Okay, excuses after excuses. There it is, nonsense. Okay, that's literally the constitutional position. Well, now the people needs to say, what is the point of giving him million of tax dollars or pounds, should I say, for being useless, pretty much. Okay, he sent messages of support and condolences on matters that involve both his subjects and affairs of other countries. He hosted the Ukrainian president in their time of crisis and also is supposed to be working against youth violence via the Prince's Trust. He can speak on this. That's perfect. This is perfect. Okay, it's inappropriate to acknowledge how white supremacy and disinformation is fueling his subject discontent. The subjects just need to accept their misery while he frolicking with his wealth and privilege. Okay, what is this now? Okay, this is the last one. No, it's not. When people were fighting over the pandemic, the Queen spoke for unity. Just make up protocols to excuse Charles. That's what I think too. So that's that. Alright, so I went into that. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so here I said finger pointing. What is that about? Probably blaming each other. Next tweet. This is a squatty. Those asking where's Charles, I want you to think about where most monarchists lean politically. Charles can even risk being neutral right now. In any case, I've been seeing communities coming together to support and rebuild. Proof we don't need these royals. Okay, and here we have showed him that they could do on their own. Okay, for pushing him out. Now Harry is making a living on his own without taxpayers' money. So that's perfect example. I knew they were setting themselves up. You just go back to some of my old videos. Okay, like what Charles going to do, wave his golden sticks. Right, that's me here. Right, that's me responding to the original tweet. This one, those asking where's Charles and whatever. So where it is here, that was 13 hours ago. Right, perhaps in my humble opinion, this is what the UK needed, unfortunately, to help them see reality. Crossing my fingers, the peasants see the light. This might be the turning point. Fingers are pointing at the instigator. I didn't want to give any name. Fingers are pointing at the instigator from my outside view. Outside view, me sitting at home, going to Twitter. That's what I mean by that. Okay, truth. Okay, what is this now? 8 hours ago. This is brand new. Okay, this is brand new here. Dean Scott, I never saw Harry as a member of the royal family, but as a soldier and officer, I really got to know the Harry people haven't seen. That's how we bonded. All right, so there's all of that. So, okay, these are extra. All right, there's more of, oh, this is extra as well. So he's talking about the rioters. Okay, I'm going to have probably, all right, let me put it on my list. Okay, so I add this on my list. Okay, Prince Harry was justified in warning everyone about the UK media inflaming racial tensions, yet many chose to dismiss and gaslight him and Meghan. Observe the current event. His concerns were not unfounded. All right, the full video, I'm not gonna go into it. Okay, he's on TikTok. Does he have a YouTube video? So this is 21 seconds. Let's listen.
Britain unsafe for the Sussexes, Colombia not so much.
Broadcasting to the entire world that your wife is not safe in the UK, but taking her to Nigeria and Colombia, where the
really embarrassing that you bring your child and let them say something.
Britain
Okay.
unsafe.
All right, so this is what was happening. Comparing it, you know, when Harry was going to Nigeria, some other countries saying it's unsafe, but yet this is what's happening in the UK. All right, so let's go to the next one. Now back to my list. Are there any comments? Oh, there are some comments. Let me like it so it could be on my like thing. Okay, the UK media are not responsible for this. Decades of poor government is responsible. They all are one. The recycle system. Remember how I said about the recycle system? You have the government, okay? The Tories in particular, at that time, when the Tory was in power, that's what I was seeing. The Tories who doing their damages. On one of my videos, I was talking about the PPE deals that they were making, creating, all of a sudden, create a company to get deals to make PPE when the people who create the companies have absolutely no background into the medical thing. They were just business people. They create the business, the company, just to get the deal, the PPE deal, and millions of dollars or pounds, shall I say. And then you have the Rwanda policy. Okay? So they were doing all of this. Now you have the media who's confusing people, saying BS nonsense instead of focusing on the news, telling people the actual news. And then you have the royal family, you know, I don't know, go to charities, do the things and all of that. And like I said, the government was putting people into poverty. Okay, that's how I came with the recycle system. You have the government putting people into poverty while they're taking the money, creating fake account, fake stuff to get money, you know, the PPE deal, the Rwanda policy and all of that. And then you have the royal family pretending to be helping the charities. They were supposed to highlight the charities. They go for a few minute cut ribbon and they're done. Okay? And then William will bring smile and everything will be fine.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
Sometimes it's that's more than financial.
well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So, you know.
And then you have the media not reporting a damn thing of significance. Okay? To confuse the people. Don't let them see what's going on with the government policies that's going on. Instead, they're creating entertainment. So that's the recycle system. One is blinding the population. The other one is putting the population into poverty so the royal family could pretend that they're working for something, for charities, and then take the money. Okay? Get millions of pounds pretending to help charities. Meanwhile, you have the hard workers, the peasants working their butt off to pay taxes, and all of that goes to the system that keeps on recycling. So that's how I come with the recycle system. Okay? So they all are one. They were working as one. And I talk about Stemmer as well, who just got into a position, the Labour Party. I think he's the Prime Minister now. Before the July 4th election, I came across an article where he went to one of those Murdoch's parties that Murdoch usually throws. And I'm saying, why would you pander to him when throughout the Tory government there were massive peaceful protests because of the kind of the way the government was running? You know, you had the upper hand because the people saw what the Tory were doing, and they wanted something changed. Okay, the NHS, and one of the things I keep on saying, keep your NHS the way it is. Don't turn it into a privatized thing because it will bankrupt you. Because they want to turn it like the US system. I keep on saying that. Okay, I remember saying this some old videos. So the recycle system was working, but Stemmer decided to have whatever with Murdoch. I don't know. And I said, does he not trust the people? Does he feel like the people in the UK are that dumb to not see what's going on? Where he feel like all the people, the Brits, is under the control of Murdoch? They're going through it. They're feeling it. They're seeing it. So you think they will vote for the Tories again? Well, then again, I was starting to have a little bit doubt with myself, because after the 2020 election in the US and the UK had its own election, and I was surprised they voted more Tories in. But I think now they see the light. I don't know. But then again, I guess the same kind of doubt that I had, I guess Sturmer had it too, and felt like he had to pander to, well, I don't know how he felt. Okay, let me just leave that alone. But the recycle system was working in the UK, and I hope the people in the UK see it and put a stop to it. Okay, all true, but the lie, how those young girls were murdered, was definitely amplified due to social media, and that's a fact. Okay, I need to know more the originality of it. All I'm hearing that those kids were murdered. Okay, that's all I know. How it started, what was said prior, leading to, I do not know. I like to go back and see how it started. Okay, I blocked this person, or we know, we see based off the video of you all being racist. Okay, so there's that. I'm not going to it. The fact that there are so many non-person of color in the comments fighting for their lives is why we are here now. Deal with your shit, England. Nigel Farage and Brexit didn't just happen. He ignite the racists just like Trump and Johnson stop the gaslighting. This is you. Okay? This is that. Okay, this person gets it. Trump and the Johnson. These are the same people who went to the RNC to support one another. I told you from the beginning, when I started looking into them, what they were trying to do is to create the US and the UK to be one market system. Because what's going on in Europe right now, they find ways to create their own energy source, their own thing. And Murdoch is not pretty much welcome in EU. And he told us so. So what he was trying to do is to have the UK and the US to be one market system. The US and the UK will team up to create some sort of a market system, and they will have their own territory, and then whatever profit they made out of whatever system, the market that they territory they grabbling for themselves, you know, whoever's running those countries. You see how Trump ran the country in the US. I don't know if some of you know about some of the deals he made while he was in office. So the same thing will be replicated, and then these people will keep the money to themselves. And I won't even go into the military. I feel like, I do not know. Everything is my understanding, what I was seeing. I'm reading between the lines. Nothing is written anywhere. That's what I was saying. And I also think that they were gonna use our military for their own good. People pay them to go do damage around the world. That's what I saw. And this is what is very scary if we let Trump win come this November. Our military system was going to be used as any dictators ask them to go do something, and then they'll use our men and women to go fight those things, and then these people who get paid, the country will get paid, okay? The money will go in their pocket, not the country itself, okay? So that's the way that I saw things was gonna run. And, well, we may never know. Come this November, I hope the people vote properly. To have done one market system is pretty much is to blind the people through the media and do that nonsense. And I said, they already got the UK. down COVID, but I guess now the UK see the light now. But the US have seen the light. 2020 election rejected Trump, and now how we got him back again is unbelievable. Well, he's not back yet, but to get him back into the running for office again is unbelievable. But there are more people in the US now who see the light, do not want him. And now what Trump is trying to do on my last video, which went in more detail, is stealing the election. And the Meridth video, she explained how they're trying to undermine democracy. And I went on to explain the President Biden's duty to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. Some of the things he probably could do. Okay, so go see the last video from yesterday. Okay, mic drop moment we are living in. All right, so let's go to the next one. And I hope the UK stand firm. There's a lot of protests that I see going on now, saying, for doing the opposite of what these racists wanted to happen. And one video, and I was like, do these people ever want to live in a peaceful world where one day you just get up and say, okay, maybe I just want to chill or do nothing just for the sake, let's say you have the money to pay for rent and all of that. You just want to relax. But these people, if they have the time to just relax, instead of relaxing, they rather go instigate, create problems for another person in order for them to feel happy. It's not possible. People need to put a stop to it. Okay, next tweet. All right, this is entirely heartbreaking. This is beyond politics. This is moral grounding. All right, I came across this tweet. This is someone who's talking about Trump. Some of his friends who have worked for Trump, what had happened to his friends. Okay, so there will be a screenshot, but listen to his situation. This is who Donald Trump is. Okay, it's 5 minutes. It's pretty long though, but it's worth sharing. 5 minutes.
So somebody asked me yesterday if I ever gave Donald Trump a chance. And I said no. But you have to understand why. The reason why I didn't give Donald Trump a chance is because I own a company that works with a lot of contractors. Do estimates and whatnot for contractors. A lot of other support for other folks in the industry, but that's enough said. Anyway, what happened was a buddy of mine that was a contractor up in New Jersey called me up one day and said, hey man, I got this opportunity to do this business with Trump. And it's huge. And I think I'm going to do it. And I said, well, I get that you're going to do it, but it might be in your best interest to think that through because, the honest truth is that dog bites. Huh. And he said, yeah, I understand, but I'm going to write a tight contract and blah, 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 So he takes the gig. And he tells me later he's having a little bit of problems getting paid. Fast forward 3.5 years. He still hasn't been paid his $3.5 million. Wow. He's been worn down pretty awfully. And Trump's attorneys said that they would pay him $1.2 million. My God. And that was it. He took the $1.2 million. The day that showed up as certified funds, he took the title to every truck he owned. He owned a pretty decent sized company. He took a bill of sale for a bunch of other equipment, generators, arc welders, all kinds of stuff. Ladders, you name it. Jib crane. He went to another place and he sold all of that and walked out with certified funds. He went to the bank. He deposited those funds into the bank. Then he gave a list of amounts and people and companies that he needed to cut checks to. Wow. And they cut certified funds to all those individuals. He took those checks. He went down to the post office. He individually sent every one of them out by express mail. And then he went home and he blew his brains out.
Wow.
He blew his brains out because Donald Trump decided to take advantage of the little guy.
Wow.
And he couldn't handle the failure. Fast forward a couple of years later, a friend of mine who is a professional photographer picked up a job for $120,000 from Trump to take pictures of his property. 3 months after it was done, he couldn't get paid.
Wow.
He ended up having to file a lawsuit, and only after the lawsuit was he paid. He still had to spend about $12,000 in legal fees, so he pretty much had to take a pretty big haircut. And another friend I have down in Boca had a father who was in the dry cleaning business. And years ago, he did dry cleaning work for Donald Trump. And Donald Trump never paid him.
My God.
And he just about lost his business. And he did lose his spirit. And he was never the same. So when you ask me if I'm ever going to give Donald Trump a fair shake, no. Because he didn't give anybody else a fair shake.
Wow. This is sad. All of his friends.
He has no moral barometer. And you can tell that truth that I just told you. That's true pain that I'm talking about. The people I know are new. You can tell that to people in the Trump cult. And it's like they can't even hear you. I'm never going to understand this. Ever. Peace out.
Okay. Right. I almost believed this BS until the dry cleaner. Yes, the 100 of people who have stories like this are lying. Yes, everything is a conspiracy. I believe him. I believe him. So you make your own decision. All right. So like he said, people don't hear him. All right. So next tweet. All right. There's this here. This one I have the. Oh, where did I put the link? I guess I didn't. Okay, I'll put the link in the description for you. It's regarding Elon Musk. I'm not going to read the article. All right, Elon Musk sues advertisers alleging a, quote, massive advertisers boycott deprived the social platform of billions of dollars. That's what free market is all about. Okay? Oh, I should have put the other one too. There's a NHS. I come across a tweet where they're moving away from Twitter, going to Facebook and all of that. So this is what free market is. You're doing something, okay? You do whatever you want. You put your crazy lies. I don't follow him, but I be seeing screenshot like this over there, okay? That people be sharing. They don't like the platform, and you're putting nonsense there, so they don't want to associate with it. But the thing as well, what some of those advertisers are doing right now is just that the wind is blowing a different direction. They pretty much are on the same page when things were fine. Okay, people were not fighting back. So they were all on the same page with the racist attack and all of this BS. So now they see what's happening with politics. There's a big possibility Kamala Harris and Waltz might win. So they jumping ship. So in a type of situation like this group of people, they backstab you left and right. So if you are so good or so agreeable with things, you stick 2 and 2. So now they're jumping ship. Okay, now he's calling them to court because they decided to change their mind. He's gonna lose more money here because I don't see how he could win if someone doesn't want to advertise on his platform. Okay, I wonder how this happened. So this is probably one of his tweets. okay, or whatever. Elon Musk tell advertisers, go F yourself. they leaving. Okay, if that's true. Let's see here, 49 comments on there. To be fair, this was in response to the existing boycott. Okay, LOL, precisely. It is effing punk. Go F yourself was actually the response to the aforementioned advertisers boycott. Okay, well, I guess he did say it though. So they're doing what's best for their best interest. Okay, libertarian suing because of the free market is pure gold. Okay, that's like a kid suing the rest of the neighborhood kids because they don't want to play with them. And that's that. Okay, LOL, it's called free market. Exactly. Live your decision, Elmo. He can tell them to go F themselves, but they can tell him the same. All right, advertisers are free to advertise wherever they choose. Good effing luck, Elon. He's gonna lose more money. That's a losing lawsuit. All right. Is this legal? Suing companies for not advertising, stop advertising with them. Honest question. People could sue whatever, but are you gonna win? That's the thing here. Are you gonna win in court? All right. Massive advertising boycott is free speech. That's it. The Onion looking like AP lately. Cry harder, loser. So there's this one here, the person who's asking on this question. Okay, it's legal. He'll just lose. That's it. He's just gonna lose. That's all. It's a waste of time. I guess he has the money to give to the lawyers. Anybody can sue anybody for anything, but if it's deemed frivolous, which is appear to be, Elon might have to pay for the defendant's legal costs. Could the advertisers file a counterclaim? They could too, if they could prove that their claim. Anybody can sue anybody for anything. Being a smartass aside, I don't know what for, lawsuit or to recover damages, and I'm not sure how advertisers will be damaged by willfully pulling their business. Okay, so it's just common sense thing here. Anybody could sue anybody, but can you prove it? Now, this is a decision that the people made for themselves. You can't force them to advertise with you. Oh, so I put it twice. So this is the thing that I just shared with you. So I'm done with my list here. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Don't forget to check my shop, Zazzle, and Spread Shop. And I have some new design. Okay, so check it out. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me
and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.